catch you guys back up. Modern yo-yoing has been blowing up all over the internet, primarily due to this trick, the DNA. The DNA was plastered on everyone's social media feeds. Suddenly, yo-yos were hot again. Yo-yos from all over the world began amassing millions of followers, and in the process, a new generation of yo-yoers began to emerge. These players immediately learned tricks like the DNA and Godspeed months into their yo-yo development. So in 2023, Jeffrey Pang and I designed a yo-yo specifically for the new generation. We called it the cheat code, primarily because the design automatically oriented your finger into a full finger spin, making it easy to learn the DNA while also being good for tricks like Godspeed. It took the yo-yo world by storm. It became Offset's best-selling yo-yo in 2023 and empowered yo-yoers of all ages to pick up modern yo-yoing. There was just one problem. The secret to making a cheat code is a long and costly process. You first need to produce a high-precision aluminium body. This is the most costly part of the yo-yo to produce. Even a gram of imbalances can cause the yo-yo to vibrate uncontrollably. Then, to achieve the cheat code's enhanced fingerspin capabilities, you need to machine 2 ultra-low friction plastic caps. These then have to be precisely pressed onto the yo-yo and ruthlessly quality controlled. So today, I've flown all the way to where the cheat codes are manufactured to see if we could make a cheat code just as good, but at half the price. Okay, so I'm in Hong Kong for one reason specifically. The mission is to transform that yo-yo, the cheat code, into a full plastic yo-yo. I'm actually not sure if that's possible. You see, the original cheat code was developed with one goal in mind: to make the most advanced fingerspin yo-yo possible. In this goal, we spared no expense. The cheat code utilizes expensive materials, which allows it to perform tricks that would otherwise challenge ordinary yo-yos. And now the goal was to create a yo-yo just as capable, but for a fraction of the price. And this will prove way more difficult than either Jeff and I would have anticipated. Yo. You have the plastic cheat codes?
Hey, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Whoa.
So the good news is that it plays totally fine when it has a wide bearing. But if you swap it out with this thinner bearing,
oh my god,
yeah,
that's so
it's
bad. Bro, you literally can't use this. Now, despite our initial failure, to illustrate our original intention, if you imagine a graph with DNA capabilities on one axis and Godspeed capabilities on the other, you have a traditional beginner yo-yo. These are good for the basic tricks, but good luck trying to learn the DNA or Godspeed on one of these. Next, you have your plastic fingerspin yo-yos. These are great for learning the DNA and some of the yo-yo basics, but lack characteristics to be used in a professional yo-yo contest. Finally, you have your plastic competition yo-yos. These are affordable designs that can keep up with the expensive metal yo-yos, but don't have any design qualities designed to help beginners learn the DNA. Our goal was to create something that had it all, but there's a reason it hadn't been done already. To produce a plastic yo-yo at scale, you must first manufacture a custom industrial mold. This mold alone can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Additionally, each design change requires an additional mold be produced. And considering it took us 5 prototypes to perfect the original cheat code, pushing the boundaries of yo-yo design with a plastic yo-yo was a recipe for disaster. We're here, factory number 1. Take your Brandon stuff. When Jeff and I arrived in China, we quickly realized the prototype we developed was a complete catastrophe. So while Jeff is diagnosing problems, it is on to me to assemble this entire batch of yo-yos so we can detect out of 10 how many are good, how many are not, and we can extrapolate that out further to a whole run of yo-yos. Generally, you want at least 8 out of the 10 yo-yos to be smooth, indicating that roughly 80% of the final batch will be smooth enough for customers. But as I assembled each yo-yo, I couldn't find a single smooth one. Yeah, if you can see the vibe, chances are you can feel the vibe. Everything here is a fail, but these ones on the shelf, these are especially horrendous.
these are horrendous, he says.
Yep. I mean, it's not pretty. I had to tell you, it's pretty horrendous. It was the first time in my life I'd ever witnessed a yo-yo design that was literally a 0 out of 10.
Here's more problems with the mold. Look at the divot there.
The further we looked, the worse things got.
I'm so confused at how she can't understand this.
Wait.
Look at this. Look at
So as you can see, things are going well. Okay, I like
This
that.
is either gonna be a catastrophic failure.
It's already a catastrophic failure.
Exactly. Like how much freaking work?
Yeah, how much
Like,
it
how much
can't
work-
get anywhere. The next day, Jeff and I got to work fixing the plastic cheat code. We redesigned the hub to make it sit in place more securely and reduce vibe. We then modified the mold to enlarge the injection point to reduce the plastic divots. We even commissioned custom-made 3D printed replicas
This is a 3D,
so we could
yeah.
further
This is a 3D
diagnose
printed
problems.
one, so-
From here, there was nothing left to do but render the final design and pray it was smooth.
Now, before we get to fixing the plastic cheat code, making a plastic yo-yo, well, the process goes like this.
The plastic comes raw in the form of these polycarbonate pellets. The colors are then selected on these plastic color slates and then color matched by mixing a pigment powder into the plastic together to achieve the exact color we selected. From here, the color pellets are added into the machine and rapidly melted. The machine then injects the molted plastic into an industrial 2-part mold. Thousands of tons of clamping force is required to keep the mold together to shape the yo-yo as molten plastic is injected into it. A few minutes later, the mold opens up and a yo-yo half is born. It's then rapidly cooled, the finger spin dimple is then drilled to remove imperfections. The logo is then pressed onto the yo-yo with a painted silicone boob, and theoretically, you should have a finished yo-yo. But somewhere along the line, Jeff and I had made a critical error.
Back at the office now. Overall, if I was to give a progress update, the aesthetic of the yo-yo, mwah, performance of the yo-yo, alrighty.
That is so bad.
Yeah.
Can you like finger spin it?
Dude, you designed the Skyver.
Ow.
It's the same thing. Like, why can't we make this smooth?
I don't know, man. Yes, we had problems. You remember that? That was so. Yes. Went through 3 molds.
We did?
Yes.
Just when tensions were high and we were all out of ideas, Jeff found a solution in the unlikeliest of places.
Conventional wisdom states that wider yo-yos are more likely to be vibey, but that is
smooth. This was vibrating so. What? It's not gonna be smooth. It's not gonna be smooth. It's not gonna be smooth. Oh, it's smooth.
By placing 2 bearings in the yo-yo, Jeff was able to get our prototype smooth for the first time in the trip. He hypothesized that for our design, the wider we made the yo-yo, the smoother it would get.
That shouldn't work. That's crazy.
And with only a day left to validate his crazy theory, we rushed to the factory to test it out. If they were able to produce a smooth 3D printed yo-yo, there's a high chance our final run would turn out smooth as well.
this feels solid.
Pretty dude.
It's pretty good, dude.
Dude.
Wait,
Dude, I knew it. Dude, that's
so smooth. What the hell?
You know what? That's a wrap, folks. Let's take tomorrow off, you know? This is the final version of the plastic cheat code. Profile is wider, but it comes stock with this responsive bearing. So beginners should theoretically be able to get the hang of the whole DNA thing. But install these two, large bearing, longer axle, it then becomes one heck of an unresponsive competition yo-yo. With a full-size bearing, the yo-yo is now 53 millimeters wide, making it one of the widest and most catchable plastic 1A yo-yos on the planet, all the while having a very similar hub to the original cheat code, which gives it its very own auto orientation and corkscrew capabilities. It also weighs in at about 70 grams, ensuring that as a plastic yo-yo, it has all the weight it needs to be super stable and super long spinning.
So what do you think about the newest design?
It's sick, man. It's sick. This is by far the best plastic yo I've ever tried. Like, I could probably compete with this.
Dude, that's awesome. Do you think we should like base a production run on it?
Yeah, definitely. It's ready, dude. This is the best version of it. You know what we could do?
What's that?
Hello, folks, and welcome to the Offset Expo. Thank you so much for joining us in beautiful Leichhardt, Sydney. Give yourselves a round of applause for Shy Eyes. We have a brand new release that is yet to hit the stores and shops. It is the beginner Chico.
From the second we announced it, it was pandemonium. Kids didn't just play with the plastic cheat code. They competed with it. As I stepped on stage to do my own demo, it was surreal seeing all the fresh faces in the audience. It was undeniable that the yo-yo community was evolving. And in that moment, Jeff and I felt we designed a yo-yo to evolve with it. All right, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys.